Alright, yet another windy week coming up. So I did the walkthrough on the Haynes signature. I've done one on Capricorn previously on a Facebook Live, but I've never done a recorded one. So I'll take this opportunity to run you through Capricorn. So I might just start down the back port left corner, back starboard quarter, like I did last time. And we'll go from there. So I got 3 clamp-on rod holders there. So the vertical ones that the Relax came with aren't very accessible, so that's a pretty good quality one. The vertical one there, horizontal one there, they're my mackerel rod holders, and also for trolling minnows usually. And then the angle ones, I like them for float lining for snapper in winter, like putting bait runners in there, or soft plastics rods with the bails open. Just extra rod holders for sinkers when people are fishing to rig up, or when you're moving spots. You can never have enough rod holders. That's my vertical rod holder there for trolling when to the shotgun rigger usually, and then just 2 little stainless fittings for the ladder that goes overboard. Side pocket and rubbish bin down there. So that side pocket was built by Steve Peake, Clayton Peake's brother of Clayton Gallant fame. He was building the 3rd Relax at that stage, and that's out of a mould off the 3rd boat, or 2nd and 3rd boats. That's my starboard battery compartment, so just a normal Century N70 battery up the top there, breaker switches and your battery isolator switch and your VSR all in there. And then also on the bottom shelf is like the RAM for the steering, middle lazarette compartment locker that gets you into like the tiller arm. So being a survey boat, you've got an emergency tiller arm that goes onto that, and trim tab pump and pressure pump and bilge pump for that lazarette compartment. Live bait tank here is pretty good, plus in the centre of the boat, so it's in a good central position. Scotty downrigger mount, Relax 80-pound rod holder for heavy tackle flat rods, so you can run like your 80 out of that one. Same, another angled one, mackerel one and vertical one. Hawse pipe there for your rope. There's my Parrot anchor copy, but it's done by a marine trimmer in a UV stable material, because I find the Parrot anchor Australia ones, the material gets affected by the sun, so they cost a little bit more to get them copied by trimmers, but the material's a lot better. So I've just had a little rejuvenation on that one actually. Port locker, battery up the top, bottom's like auto bilge pump switch, and yeah, also to get to the trim tab pump and to the pressure pump. Just a Bunnings pressure pump actually, so long as you get the silicone out, silicone up the pressure switches, they go pretty good. Even the Jabscos are the same, it's pressure switches that usually go, so if you can sicker them up, you get a lot more life out of them. It's my new 165 litre Angle esky, because I was filling up the 115 pretty often, so that's proving to be pretty good. It still creates a seal with the lid that you have to really force it open. Yeah, it's working out great. Size retention's way better. And it was a bit cheaper than a Yeti, so I was a bit keen on a Yeti, but then that one popped up. My bait station, so obviously your knives, scissors, de-hookers. Had to go to the LV fish measures now, because the angle's got texture on top, so I won't be able to put a fish sticker on it. So they're actually proving alright. You got the orange flip out one for fish up to 80 centimetres, which does all your cobias, Spanish mackerel and all that are 75. And then your little guy, which is 40, so that's good for your pearlies and stuff, snapper. Got like me shotgun rigger pulley there, and a Jubro clip, and then I got like 4 clearing rod holders there, and then 3 up there, and then my center one's my shotgun rigger base, and then that's also my float free EPIRB, which are required for survey. So that's float free GPS self-initiating, that EPIRB. If it goes upside down, it'll release itself and set itself off. But there's my flush rod holders that the Relax came with. So with the rail, they're just not that usable, but they're okay. Clamp on stubby holders, can't get them anymore from Whitworth, but they're very handy, and then they slide along the rail. So hopefully they keep in play. Odd ones have gone overboard, but I've managed to get them back. That's the original parcel shelf, side pocket thing. So that's my sinker storage, leader, deck wash hose, brushes, etc. Port side locker, so that's more the fish hold one. It's a bit more insulated than the starboard side, and that's all Peter used to do up in 1770, where it started its life as a charter boat. It just ran 20 kilo bags of ice and that every day. That's my life raft, so it also has a what's called a hydrostatic release on it, so it'll self-release itself and set itself off. You got these little steps, get in and out. Flush rod holder there, 50-pound class Relax one, and then just a clamp on rod holder for bait runners or whatever. Just extra sinker holding when you're rigging up and moving spots. Diesel filler on my port tank, flush clearing mount rod holder, and then a CH Smith clamp on clearing rod holder. That's cable to the Garmin Verb, and then that's a solar panel power supply, so I'll show you that. So you got rocket launcher, all round white light, and there's a solar panel there. On that parcel shelf I originally set up, I was going to put my life raft up there, but it was 62 kilos swinging around up high, so that's why it's ended up back down here onto the floor. Engine box, it's got the 4LHA Yanmar in there, 240 horsepower. So then that solar panel supply goes down into here, into this hatch. So there's a solar regulator in there, lithium 12 volt fridge battery for the fridge, and a DC-DC charger, so I can switch engine charge across to that fridge battery via DC-DC charger on a switch, so that it won't draw power off the main batteries. Stereo speaker, and then 100 litre brass monkey fridge on the port side. Got rid of the seat from there, so that is 50 litres bait and 50 litres refrigeration, or 60-40, something like that. So there's the freezer side with all the bait, and that's worked really well, this brass monkey. I can't complain about it at all. I've never been back yet. Parcel shelves and breathers for fuel and water tank, and I just have a few tools in there and sunscreens, and then bottom compartments like toolboxes, gloves, etc. Fold back door, there's a little glove box in there, so that's mostly game fish stuff, like outgear clips and tagline returns and things. Just the old dash ends up a bit messy with this general storage, pool noodle for rigs, box of bait jigs, compass, new 588 Furuno, Raymarine Axiom 7-inch, and then the Raymarine talks to the Raymarine autopilot over there, plus the AIS. Normal manual EPIRB, so I changed it to that position after the slug boat went down at 1770. So if this boat ever went upside down, at least I could reach in through that window, I was thinking, and grab that EPIRB out. Icon VHF, fuel gauges, there's the Icon, switch panels, auto float switch, and then another switch panel there does your nav lights, and VHF on its own separate breaker for survey, just Relax helm seat, and like spare oils and stuff down here in this compartment. And this locker's a bit of the general terminal tackle storage, 36 volt lithium battery, rope storage. And this locker here is my fuel manifolds. So being a diesel, you got a return side and a supply side, but I can crack it all off in an emergency and isolate the fuel to the engine. So you got your fire triangle, you need for a fire, you need air, you need fuel, and you need temperature. So we can turn off all my fuel, turn off the air to the engine bay so it starves itself, and then I can also put the fire extinguisher in through fire smothering holes on either end of the engine box, and then these are the air vents, so we can pull a pin there and shut those flaps and isolate my air. Normal Relax 450 bases, water filler, diesel filler for the starboard tank, just a clearing rod holder. I guess we got cabin, don't really just use it for rod storage. So we've got bait jigs and bottom bashing rods there, side pockets for tackle storage. Created this locker here. It's mostly safety gear, so that's first aid kits, flares, V-sheet, etc, nuts and bolts, spare nav lights that go a little bit, stuff like that in there in that locker. Got your safety gear like your life preserver ring, coastal and Solus life jackets with whistles and lights, ladder that goes in the back compartment. Then I just got on all the marlin flags velcroed onto the monkey fur and the cabin lining. There's toilet down in the middle compartment there, and then I beanbag storage in the footwells, game rods and jigging rods there, jig wallet, the auto pilot pump, etc. All the wiring in behind the dash. Little stereo there off a USB stick. Yanmar panel, like we said, standard Yanmar panel. That you can get a fancier one that has, I think, boost gauge and maybe turbo temp and a few other bits. That's only got temperature and oil pressure and tacho and hours. So this new engine I put in second hands, got it with 500 hours. I'm showing 800 there, so I've done 300 hours since August on the new one. There's LV deck winch, which is my teaser reel, which goes across over to my port outrigger for a flippy floppy, and then I'll run electric reels for teaser reels if I do bait and switch. The Relax rod holder and air shut off. Then the Minn Kota, motor guide. So it's just in a cover at the moment, but everyone's seen them before. But it's a manual deploy 72 inch, so it works up to about white cap level, and then it gets too choppy for it. That's my phone aerial, 8-foot phone aerial, Glomex to a ZTE phone, like I explained in the other video. So I get phone service pretty much everywhere I go. 8-foot Pacific aerial VHF, and then little 6-foot for my AIS. So AIS, I can see ships on my Axiom, and I can turn myself on so that the ships can see me. But when I'm in fishing mode, I'm in silent so that people can't see me where I'm fishing. On all your apps like Marine Traffic and Boat Beacon and stuff, but I accidentally forget every now and again. So anyway, if you're onto that, you might have picked up a few spots. That's pretty much a run through on Capricorn. So yeah, she's 7.7 meters, about 3.5 ton. It's composite foam balsa sandwich, hand built. It was naval architect was Lee Clough, and it was built by sorry, I forget. Anyway, so yeah, Lee was the Nelson Rabel was the builder, and Lee Clough was the naval architect. So Nelson was the guy that died in the Logan River flood a couple of years ago tending to his horses. So he's pretty well known around the traps for New Star catamarans, and he's built quite a few different brands of boats over the time. So he was the builder for this 4-ray Savazo from Realex, the original owner of Realex. And there's only 3 of these boats in existence. This one hand built, which they made a plug from for the mould, and then boats 2 and 3, which are solid glass, which have been popped out of the mould. So there's all of my AMSA stuff about survey, and then that's my little scoreboard from Saturday, what we caught, little whiteboard so we don't get bag out, go over the bag limits. Yeah, so another windy week coming up. I'll have time to process this video and get it up onto YouTube. Alright guys, till next time, see you later.